So this is a very popular cake with many of the fashionable wordings, you know. And this I just don't do anymore. And this is fabulous.
Oh. Do you like it, Dad?
Is that dollars? $1,200? My first car didn't cost $1,200.
Welcome to the 90s, Mr. Brown.
I'm going to get that video out this week. Now, if you are planning the big day and you don't have a big budget, Alicia Richardson, editor of wedding website The Knot, is here with some tips to help you save cash on your wedding day. Welcome, Alicia.
Thank you.
Now, I'm not married and haven't been, but I know Gorgas has walked down the aisle.
Just last October. And how did that go?
Still paying it off, by the way.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of people feel that way.
Well, it can be so expensive, but you've got some great tips. We did some clever things, and you've got some wonderful tips about it doesn't have to be ridiculously expensive, does it?
No, we found actually some great ways. You can actually save a lot of money and nobody will know. And that's so that's what we've done today, is pulled together some great things. And it'll be interesting to see if you can tell the difference between which ones are more expensive.
Well, look, we've got two beautiful models over here. Let's go and have a look at them first. And so this is all about the gown, Alicia.
Yes, it is. So these two gorgeous gowns are both from Mariana Hardwick. And which one do you think is more expensive?
Well,
you tell me.
They're both stunning. You both look beautiful, girls.
They do.
What do you reckon, Swanee?
More expensive, I reckon, the brownie-coloured one.
Tick, very good, but most people wouldn't know. Amazingly, the kind of more ivory-coloured one, that is actually haute couture, so that's made to measure, that's actually made on the body, whereas this one's ready to wear. And in this one, this detailing is just in one piece, whereas all the detailing over here, that's all being put on by hand.
What's the difference we're talking in prices for these?
Well, this one is about $3,000 and the other is $6,000. So, yeah, quite amazing. Quite
amazing. So much. And you'd also, if you're freaking out at that home, because some people just don't have that money, you don't have to do that either.
Oh, no, no.
I got a beautiful dress off the rack, I've got to say. Mine was stunning and less than $1,000.
Oh, look, there's some great ones out there at the moment that are under $1,000. So we've got about 2,000 dresses on our site at the moment, and you probably could find things starting at even less. So, yeah,
If you buy a second-hand dress, does that mean your marriage is doomed to fail?
No, not at all. Your husband will probably love you a lot more.
True. So what about, let's talk about flowers, which a lot of people, particularly the blokes, think is a complete waste of money.
They do.
But women, we know, when you walk into your reception centre, you often want a really nice theme or a feel. What are your tips about saving money with flowers?
Well, first and foremost is always buy in-season flowers, because, you know, that's definitely, they're going to look more vibrant anyway, and they're going to be less costly. But also select flowers that, you know, that aren't as expensive to cultivate, because in this one we've got, in the far one, the roses and the orchids, they're much harder to cultivate and therefore more expensive per flower. Whereas this one we've got lilies, and you know they're actually a lot cheaper.
And they look fantastic. I mean, we've got them both next to each other. They don't look any different.
It's only now that you've told me that they're different. I thought they were two exactly the same.
What you've got, the far one with the roses is actually $150. Like, per centrepiece, whereas this one's $85. So if you can imagine, if you've got like 10 tables, you know, you're saving quite a lot of money there.
And a lot of couples I know, the good friend actually does flowers sometimes, or if someone's got a stunning garden, you can ask people if you're prepared to grow roses for you in advance and do that as a gift.
Now, the cake is another massive expense. They look like the same cake to me.
Well, mostly they are, actually. But on this one here, this one's got the sugar icing flowers, whereas this one's actually got fresh flowers. So that's actually a saving of $150.
What, just to have these on there?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's the cheaper one with the fresh flowers?
Yeah, and I actually prefer those flowers. The funny thing with that one is, though, the icing flowers probably last longer in the day. And this one you can't, you know, you probably have to get the flowers put on a little bit later, so it can't be prepared. But it all comes down to, you know, labour, and it's human hours. I say, you know, if it's growing in the garden, that's a little bit less expensive than actually having a person sit there and make them. So
how much is this one?
In total, that one will be $600. whereas that one's $7.50.
It is funny though, because by the time you get to cutting the cake, everyone's blind.
Yeah.
And everyone's having the time of their life, drunk as skunks. So
Is that what happened at your wedding?
that's exactly what happened at our
You
wedding.
just see people scoffing in like on a napkin.
They love it because it's a sugar hit.
And you're like, I paid $700 for that.
Well, that's why I would suggest if you got someone. My wonderful mother-in-law made our cake and did the most amazing job, and so it was a lovely present
in the family
as
that
well.
can do it, I'd be lining them up straight away. Yeah.
Because that's
a great idea.
That's all your food and grog on a honeymoon, isn't it?
What's all this business, Alicia?
Well, this is great. This is actually, like, you know, for bomboniere, like the favours, you can actually have a buffet. And this is actually a great trend at the moment. And instead of actually going and sort of packaging it yourself and things like that, have it all laid out and have your guests. It's kind of like there'll be kids at a party. They can all come and pack their own. And you can mix up the more expensive. So obviously this is more expensive and then this is more expensive. But the one you just picked, and I knew you'd be eating that, that one is actually less expensive. So
that's a great idea because
really
often
fun.
you get the bomboniere home and you go, hello, Willy Bin. Do you know what I mean? What's the point? What's the
And if you can afford it, great, but you don't need to give...
No.
You don't have... Like, sometimes a gift to your wedding, it costs you about... The average person about $80 to $100 a head. Don't feel pressured to do bomboniere. It's a gift to go to someone's wedding already.
Definitely don't give gifts that, you know, are going to be chucked in the bin
that are pointless.
Yeah. Chocolate's good. Good for a hangover too.
Chocolate's great. Thank you, Alicia.
Thank you.